One take, one shot. This is a SmackDown review where I do it immediately following SmackDown, so you get my raw, visceral reaction. Can't steal someone else's idea and make it mine. Nope, all you YouTubers out there, you can steal my ideas now and make it yours if you'd like. Haha! Alright, first off, you want to win this belt? All you gotta do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, you can win. Not a toy, but a replica. Alright, so what did I think of this SmackDown? Actually, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I'm changing the system. No more chops. No more chops. I'm going to give it a letter grade because, well, I was a teacher one time, and I better use that degree. I need to put my degree to use, so I'm going to start giving letter grades on SmackDown and all one take, one shots. We start off with Cody. He comes out, what do you want to talk about? And then Jacob comes out, and Jacob's like, I had it. I keep it at 100. You know, Jacob Fatu is way better on the mic now because he can still get his catchphrases in, but it's not forced, and it kind of goes in and out of them, and he actually has something to say now. So I'm really appreciating that this time off allowed Jacob Fatu to really kind of, I don't know, let his character breathe a little. But anyways, we get those two, and then what happened then? I think Nick Aldis came out. Nick Aldis came out and was like, hey guys, stop this. I sent Drew McIntyre. I gave him the night off. And at first I'm like, oh, that's lame. Why would we not build on Drew McIntyre's like momentum? And then Drew is all the way up in the stands and he's like, hey guys, I'm up here. I went and bought myself a seat. So great stuff there. I really did appreciate that. And Drew McIntyre will be throughout the entire show tonight, like here and there and everywhere. So again, I appreciate that. I think this was a really, was it like the greatest SmackDown of all time? No, but like, there was like really positive signs that if they just keep these things up, they can build upon it. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, so Drew McIntyre, he does say that to Jacob, you're all bark no bite, which is a decent burn because well, is it? Because no gas, all gas, no brakes. Yeah, you know what? It was okay. It was like a G-rated burn, but it still felt nice. It felt good here, because Jacob's always like, I'm gonna dog walk you, so he brought in some kind of dog reference. Let me just move on. But yeah, so it's good stuff here. And Jacob's gonna go out. He's gonna try to get out there, and then Nick Aldis is like, everybody, and they pull Jacob off. Now this is what I didn't like. So not a perfect SmackDown. I didn't like that Jacob Fatu, they were able to calm him down. And Nick Aldis was even like, come on, man, you just got to wait a little bit longer. I don't think that Jacob should be the one that's waiting. Jacob should be unhinged, right? He needs to be crashing out. I'm not saying he has to attack Nick Aldis like I want Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed to attack Adam Pearce, but Jacob Fatu should still not listen. Now, Cody Rhodes, on the other hand, his character is more apt to be like, all right, I'll leave the building, but I'm not happy about it. But instead, they had Jacob leave the building. I didn't like that. Regardless, Cody actually had a bunch of segments tonight too. So again, good direction. I need to see more of this before I flat out be like, oh, SmackDown is cured. Everything is cured. WWE is on the right path. I would say there's glimpses of hope right now that we're starting to do proper storytelling, not just have a character show up for one segment, a 10-minute interview, and then we don't see him again for like a week or two. And we will see Drew McIntyre again also. And Nick Aldis is like, dude, I told you not to be here. And he's like, fine, I'll leave. And then he doesn't. Drew McIntyre is such a menace. I love it. He's going after everybody. Ilja Dragunov, he tries to hype up Carmelo Hayes, and guess what? You know what? Carmelo was like, dude, I don't need you to tell me who I am. And Carmelo didn't do it in a disrespectful way, but I did appreciate that. Like, Carmelo's like, hey, dude, I'm the champ. I'm my own man. I did like that. And then Ilja Dragunov went out to Tama Tonga and he lost. Tonight was the night of upsets. Almost every, you could, down the card, almost everybody you thought was going to win lost. It was crazy. Ilja Dragunov lost to Tama Tonga. I could not believe that. It's not because I don't like Tama Tonga. I actually do like Tama Tonga. I just like Ilja Dragunov. They're pushing this guy right now pretty hard. And then Solo Sikoa comes in. He starts mouthing off. Ilja tries to attack Solo. I did like that because there's like he's surrounded by the MFTs and he tries to attack Solo and then he gets beat up. I think Apollo Crews came down and he got beat up and it was just like jobber. But then Uncle Howdy shows up and he's like, next week I'm coming alone, and he challenged Solo Sikoa next week for the lantern, I guess. I feel like this should have been, I think if you guys want to make Solo Sikoa and Uncle Howdy a big deal, you got to give them big deal matches, and they could have had like a 8-minute elimination chamber match or something like that, but we're doing it next week before the chamber. Cheers. Yeah, I drink Red Bulls. That's probably like my 6th Red Bull today. They don't affect me anymore. I will sleep like a baby. Actually, I'll sleep like a rotisserie hot dog. I just like flip over and over. Rotisserie hot dog, gas station hot dog. But now I kind of want a rotisserie hot dog. Anyways, then what else happened? So yeah, so we're gonna have that. Then Tama Tonga, yeah, he won, couldn't believe it. Drew backstage. Jade Cargill cuts a promo. It's okay. You know, we gotta give her more promo time because it was nothing special today because she kind of just repeats everything now, but she just says it in different ways, and that's a critique of a lot of people. So I'm okay with giving her more mic time, but we gotta try to get her to polish her skills up. She's leaving. Her and Charlotte Flair have a stare down, and then Charlotte keeps walking, and then Jade gets in her face again. I did like that because Jade wasn't just gonna let Charlotte upstage her. So, but then you're like, oh well, no brainer now. Charlotte's gonna win the Elimination Chamber, right? Because it's an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Kiana James and Nia Jax, and we all know who's gonna take the pin here. Kiana James, right? Nope, wrong. In fact, Kiana James ends up pinning Charlotte Flair. What? I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I do get why Javon Evans is in. Even though I know there's no shot of Javon Evans going in, I feel like it's still okay for him. Kiana James, up until the Rumble, has been treated like a jobber, though, so it's just weird. I don't hate it, but I do feel like it would be more unpredictable if they had just gone with Charlotte Flair. But you know what? You gotta build people up. And this is the way to do it. I'm surprised, and I wouldn't have done it this way, but I don't necessarily hate it either. And I'm like, Kiana did impress me. She did impress me at the Rumble, so, you know, kudos to her. Kudos to her and kudos to Charlotte Flair, the woman who buries everybody, taking the pin. And it was a cool pin, too. She was in the figure 8, and Kiana just kind of snuck in there. But though for a second, I thought she was going to break her elbow. But yeah, good for Kiana. And then the biggest upset of the night, Oba Femi beat Kit Wilson, right? Biggest upset of the night. Kit Wilson came out and did some poetry, and Oba was like, oh, I like that poetry. Keep reading. And then he read some more, and he read an old poetry. And yeah, Kit Wilson is so funny. And Oba, he destroyed him. So, it was good. It was a good segment. Again, it allowed Oba to not just come in and be a one-dimensional character. He actually showed some character here. And I don't want to go too overboard with it. And I do hope that this Oba Kit Wilson thing is done now. But I don't mind if Kit Wilson focuses on it, but Oba needs to keep going. And he probably will, because him and The Miz, he was walking out and The Miz was like, hey man, I can mentor you, kind of like he did with Carmelo Hayes. And Oba's like, oh, you'll mentor me in the ring? How about this? Let's meet next week in the ring. And Miz is like, yeah, let's do, wait, what? And so that's gonna happen. The mystery box was on the show, and Johnny Gargano, I guess his gimmick now is planking. He has the gimmick of planking. Remember 2012, a simpler time when everybody was just straight as a board on things. Well, it's back, baby. Johnny Gargano's back. The tag team division. Remember when the tag team division was so hot and now it revolves around Johnny Gargano planking? But yeah, okay, so we still don't know what's in the box. What's in the box? I did a video. Go check it out. We got Sami Zayn. Oh, this was actually, you know what my favorite segment of the night was? Sami Zayn is feeling kind of down, and Cody Rhodes goes up to him and is like, And he's like, tough luck, Sami. And then Sami's like, tough luck? I did the right thing, and then you took advantage of me. And then Cody's like, I took advantage of you. I got taken advantage of when I tried to do the right thing the other day when I lost my belt. So don't tell me that I'm the golden boy. And it was really tense. And I really liked it. I like to see the passion from both of them. I didn't feel like neither of them was being a heel, but they were like baby faces that, like, you know, it wasn't just, I respect you. Yeah, I respect you. Better luck next time. And so it was good. And then Cody storms off. Sami Zayn knocks off the water cup, and he's mad. And then Trick Williams comes and starts making fun of him. God, I love Trick Williams. Trick Williams, I'm going to say it. He is my current favorite WWE star right now on the roster. He shot up past Oba Femi, past Becky Lynch, the best in the world, and that's not just me saying it, that's Sports Illustrated, and past Drew McIntyre. I'm officially crowning Trick Williams my favorite current superstar. And, yeah, he's just so funny, so freaking funny. And then this was bad though. Then it took a nosedive, because after he makes fun of him, Sami then runs up to Cody and says, Cody, I'm sorry, and the crowd even booed. I'm not the only one that hates this respect that people throw at each other. And the crowd booed Sami saying, I'm sorry. And then Cody accepted the apology. I mean, that's what Cody should have done, accepted the apology, but Sami just shouldn't have. Man, Sami, I was like, yes, I'm going to like Sami again, because a lot of you guys and gals think I hate Sami Zayn. No, I just don't like his current character. But I love Sami Zayn when he's the proper character, and he tapped into that tonight. We're probably going to have to wait till after WrestleMania. It's looking like we'll probably have a Trick Williams, Sami Zayn feud going into Mania, which is decent enough. Hopefully Trick will have the belt, and I'd rather see Trick versus Carmelo at WrestleMania for the title, to be honest with you. But regardless, hopefully Sami does turn heel eventually, because heel Sami, whoo, that's chef's kiss. Heel Sami is so freaking good. What else happened? Chelsea Green came out in a wheelchair. See, when a wrestler is injured, we don't have to necessarily take them off TV. You know, we don't have to. We can keep their character going, especially if there's someone like Chelsea Green. That's what we should have did with Dominic Mysterio. We should have kept him on TV this whole time, especially because he's just Liv Morgan's translator right now anyways. But Chelsea Green came down with Kiana James. No, Alba Fire, and she fought Tiffany Stratton. I loved this because Chelsea Green is screaming the entire time after handing out newspapers to the crowd about how she got injured. She's screaming the other time. She's calling little Nate, the referee, like, you're an idiot. Ask her, you moron. Ask her if she quits. My God. It's so funny. So good. Chelsea Green, God, please make her champion. I love her so much. She's calling him an idiot and all these things. It's good stuff. Now, Tiffany did win. One of the only, like, non-upsets of the night. I could not believe Kiana James won. Tamatonga won. And the main event even is an upset. And you know what? Technically, we had an upset with Rhea Ripley, too, because she didn't pin her opponent. She fought Julia, and at first I'm like, oh, God, don't let Rhea pin the U.S. champion. It's a non-title match, so you're like, it's gonna happen. But no, Nia Jax attacked, and then Lash attacked, but then Io came out, and then Io and Rhea hugged, surprise, and that was about it. So I just wish they wouldn't have had the match. I would have rather like Julia just face, I don't know, somebody else, anybody else. Candice LeRae, even though they're both heels. It seems like Julia's kind of facing heels and faces right now anyways. What else then happened? We did have Trick, Carmelo Hayes, and Damian Priest. This was a perfect match, actually. This was a really good triple threat match. The U.S. champion didn't get pinned. Three big names that you could see either of them going in. Honestly, all three people had a case to being in that elimination chamber. And then Damian Priest got pinned by the guy, Trick Williams, who's on the rise, on fire right now. So, like, I believe this was the right call. The only critique I have here is that I wish Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams had been kept apart longer. Like, I would like their first matchup to really, really have been, like, juicy and intense, and so they could have came across the ring and stared each other down a little, played on their history. So, like, other than I kind of wish they would have held off on these guys actually confronting each other because they have a long history in NXT, I think this was a great, perfect match. Damian Priest, it is a shame for Damian Priest. I'm not a huge Damian Priest fan, but I do hate when somebody who got pushed so hard that it's like that push is almost a waste because of what you're doing with the guy. We do need to figure out something with him because it's like this. It is a shame. It is a shame. Whether I like him or not, I don't want to sacrifice the push that he got because a lot of people had to be fed to him for that push. So I don't want their efforts to be in vain. I don't hate Damian Priest. He's just not my favorite guy. But Trick Williams was the right winner, and Damian Priest in this three-way was the right guy to get pinned. So like a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. I don't know if I'd call that an upset, but it definitely was surprising that it was pretty much a clean pin right there. Jay Cargill walking in the back. We got B-Fab and Meacham. They're back. Meacham was pretty good though. I liked Meacham. I think we need to give her the mic a little more. I think I would like to hear her talk a little more and see if this was a one-off or not. But she was pretty decent on the microphone. Even though it wasn't really a microphone, but you get what I'm saying. And then Aleister Black at one point in the night pretty much did his impression of Karrion Kross, him and Zelina Vega. They went and was like, oh man, there was once upon a time I couldn't get close to you. We were all afraid of not just the RKO, but he alluded to the punt kick. And then Randy's like, you know what? Let's go. Let's freaking go. We'll have a fight. I want to make sure I didn't forget anything else. Yeah, okay, cool. We didn't forget anything else. And then they had a match. There was only 12 minutes left, and I was surprised that there were only 12 minutes left. I'm like, what, we're not going to do another 30-minute banger? And then I started thinking, like, we had a bunch of matches tonight. We had a bunch of matches. The Charlotte three-way where she lost. The Trick Williams three-way where he won. We had Tama Tonga winning. We had Tiffany Stratton winning. So, like, and then Rhea and Julia, and then we also had Aleister Black and Randy Orton. So honestly, like shorter matches, it did make things go a little quicker even. I think we could have fit one more match and maybe two, but like on the right track. Oh, Oba Femi, Kit Wilson. So yeah, good job there as well. The more I'm talking about this SmackDown, the more I'm like, I was thinking B minus B, but I'm thinking like a B plus at this point right now. We have Aleister Black versus Randy Orton. You're like, Aleister Black is definitely going to win this. And no, he doesn't. He doesn't. We have a pretty good contest. And then out of nowhere, as Randy's getting in, Drew McIntyre knocks the head off of Randy Orton and then proceeds to run away, and Cody chases him, and then he gets in the ring and Aleister Black wins. Like, what? Aleister Black beat Randy Orton? Like, this was, like, surprising. And what's cool about this is now you're like, wait a second. We got Jacob Fatu still gunning for Drew. Cody's in the chamber, and you're like, he's got to win, but now Randy Orton has a reason to want to win. So it's like a lot of things are happening, and Drew, he's like, I know everybody thinks he's like, oh, look at Drew, he's just a coward, he's running away. No, he's a smart champion. Hit and run, bop and weave. Like, he's like, he's going and taking out his threats. He's not waiting for the threats to come to him. Like, he has a target on his back, so everybody's a target for him. I loved it. And Aleister Black got a huge win over Randy Orton. That's like a big deal. I mean, I get it. Randy Orton really hasn't won too many. I think Randy Orton's won like three times since like, I don't know, WrestleMania 37, but it's still a big deal. His name carries. And yeah, you know what? I'm giving this a B+. I'm going to give this a high B+. Or no, low B+. Like, what's a low B+? Like 87%? I'm going to give it an 86. 87. 87% because I saw improvement. I'm going to grade it on a curve. There was improvement here, a lot of improvement. So 87, 88%, 88%. Good job. I've been giving you a lot of critiques these past couple months, and I've seen a lot of improvement here tonight. 88%, B+, great job. I appreciate every single one of you. You're all A+ students in my book, though. See you, bye.